Hi, Erin here. I wanted to talk about another anxiety coping skill called counting. I don't know if you ever heard of count to 10 if you're angry, and I always thought that was kind of a silly idea. I didn't know maybe it was to help give somebody 10 seconds to get out of there before you really unleashed on them, or counting sheep at night. I think if you understand the concept of why counting is helpful, then you can change the technique for something that fits you. So the reason why they say counting works is the brain has two sides, right? You have one side of your brain that deals with emotions and the other side of your brain that deals with logic and problem solving. So the brain doesn't work like this where you have high emotions and high logic or low emotions and low logic. It kind of goes this way, all right? So if you find that your emotions are going up, your logic and problem solving goes down. Hindsight is when the emotions start to come down and you say, your logic and problem solving increases. Oh, I should have done this. Why didn't I say that? Oh, that would have been a good move. It's just that you're starting to get more of the logic and problem solving in and the emotions are starting to drop. So what you can do when you're needing to access some logic and problem solving and you're finding that you're being too emotional is counting, all right? It travels really well. Some people can simply count forward and they're fine. I can count forward and flip-flop between both sides of my brain very rapidly where it feels like I'm using both sides of my brain at the same time, but I'm not. Maybe counting backwards helps. Maybe counting by twos or counting by threes. One of my favorites is to rotate languages where I'll do English, Spanish, English, Spanish, English, Spanish, and I'll count to 10 and then I'll start all over. And instead of starting with English, I'll say Spanish. So I'll go 1, 2, 2, oh, 1. See how hard it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And then I start all over doing the reverse. It puts me so much on the other side of the brain. Maybe if you have to make a phone call, walk around and count your footsteps. If you are at an event and you can start adding up and counting things in a room. Sudoku is great for that. That deals with numbers. Hey, in your comments, make sure to post maybe some ideas that you have to pull yourself on the other side of the brain. So I'll give you some examples if you want to hang on for a little bit of some fun ones that I had. I was asked to do a reading at a cousin's wedding. I'm at home, I'm having a good time, I'm relaxed. So of course, yeah, I'll read it. Then the day before the wedding, they hand me the passage that I'm gonna read. I look at it, it's all English, no weird biblical names. I got this. Well, then the day of the wedding, when it's time to get ready to go up and do the reading, I start running in my mind, creating all kinds of scenarios. Oh, what if I trip? What if I mess up my words? What if I pull the microphone down and it causes squeaking sounds? So my mind starts racing. Well, I start adding up numbers in the Psalms off to the side. Now you might say, well, if you're adding up numbers off to the side, you're not really paying attention to the actual wedding ceremony. Well, if I'm creating other kinds of, or fabricating scenarios in my mind, I'm not paying attention anyway. So I add up the numbers, I come back into the present moment, and I listen to the vows. And then all of a sudden, some 15-year-old gets up there and does great, nails it with the reading. And my mind starts to wander again, picturing me tripping, all kinds of scenarios. Well, when I'm creating those scenarios in my mind, the adrenaline starts coursing through my body. And I think around a heart rate about 100, adrenaline starts to pump out through the brain. So I'm more likely, once adrenaline is in my body, to forget English, to trip on the way up, and to panic when the microphone pulls down. So I start counting again. And then as I start counting and more logic comes into place, I say, you know what? Today's day, it's not about me. And this is my family who's in front of me. And by the way, I know how to read English. It's not so bad, okay? Kept myself calm, go up there, no adrenaline running through my body, and I read English and everything goes fine, okay? So practice counting in a variety of different ways. Have a great day and make sure to do something fun.